Facing the possibility of invasion after the fall of France, Adolf Hitler's Germany had defeated or neutralized every major continental power in a matter of months. And from Berlin, the conclusion seemed obvious, that Britain would either negotiate or be forced into submission. For invasion to be possible, however, Germany first needed to destroy the Royal Air Force, because without air superiority, any attempt to cross the Channel would be exposed and unsustainable. This requirement shaped everything that followed, turning Britain's survival into a test not of armies, but of pilots, machines and systems working under relentless pressure. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, was confident after its success in Poland. Norway, the Low Countries, and France, believing it could overwhelm the RAF through sustained attack and superior numbers, while British leaders understood that defeat in the air would almost certainly lead to defeat on the ground. The stakes could not have been higher, because if Britain fell, there would be no Western base from which Germany could later be challenged. Yet despite this danger, Britain entered the battle with significant disadvantages, including fewer aircraft, fewer experienced pilots, and an economy already strained by years of preparation for war. What Britain did possess, however, was time bought by geography, the Channel acting as a barrier that forced the enemy to operate at the limits of range and endurance, and a defensive system that integrated radar, communications, and command in a way no other nation had yet perfected. The Battle of Britain was therefore never a single clash or decisive moment, but a prolonged struggle in which every sortie, every interception, and every loss accumulated into pressure that tested both sides differently. Germany sought a rapid decision, believing Britain could be forced to collapse through concentrated blows, while Britain aimed only to survive long enough for German momentum to falter. This difference in objectives mattered enormously, because it meant that endurance, organization, and recovery would become as important as destruction. Before the first major raid was launched, the outcome was already being shaped by how each side understood the nature of the battle it was about to fight, and whether it recognized that air power alone could decide the fate of a nation. Germany's plan for defeating Britain from the air was built on assumptions formed during earlier victories. Because the Luftwaffe had never faced a prolonged defensive air campaign against an enemy fighting from home territory,